Visit ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center, another day, another video. And in today's video I'm gonna show you my Celebi and Venusaur Tag Team GX deck that I just recently decided to build and publish on my channel. So what's so special about Venusaur and Celebi Tag Team GX? Well, it's for sure 270 HP. When we first look at it, 4 retreat cost, which means that it can be used with buff padding and also Solar Beam and Evergreen GX attack. Both of these attacks are very, very powerful. I know that many players will actually try to build this deck with just the grass and double course energies. It might seem a little bit faster. Some players might just decide to build it as a fortress that will just absorb some damage from multiple attacks, where they will just try to focus on playing Crushing, Enhanced Hammers, Plumerias, Acerolas, Max Potions and stuff like that. But in some situations this is not going to be a good idea. So since this is a grass Pokemon, you can simply use your Venusaur with Juggle Totem, and then you can simply have one grass energy as 2 of them, which means that turn 2 you can even start attacking with Solar Beam for 150, maybe even for 180 if you get lucky with the Choice Band. So theoretically this is very powerful deck list that you can see in front of you. And the most important thing is that this deck also contains Shaman with Flower Storm as a non-GX attacking Pokemon, and as well as the Shining Genesect with Energy Reload. So just in case if we find ourselves in a position that we need to play against something that has wall against GX Pokemons like Hoopa, for example, we can easily avoid it by attacking with Shining Genesect and Shaman. So I'm running 4 copies of Celebi and Venusaur as a main attacker. We have backup attackers like Shaman and Shining Genesect, 3-1-3 line of Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and also Venusaur, and there's also 1 copy of Magernia with Change Clothes ability that allows us basically to put a Pokemon Tool card attached to one of our Pokemon into our hand. This is a very good thing because we can simply switch between buff padding, choice band, or maybe weakness policies, and then we can simply get some extra advantage over our opponent. I also play 1 Marshall with a Let Loose and 1 Tapu Lele, which is pretty much taking many of my decks, because sometimes you might not be able to get supporter card, sometimes you might just need to find supporter card, and then Ultra Ball can help you, as well as Ultra Ball for Marshall Let Loose. Then for the setup, I'm running only 4 copies of Ultra Ball and 2 copies of Pokemon Communications, which means that I can easily get access to my Venusaur if I need it. 2 copies of Aether Paradise Conversation Area for -30 to my Venusaur, and also 1 Life Force so I can heal 60 damage from him as well. I also forget to mention Shaman with Flora Heal, which can heal 20 damage from my active Pokemon once per turn, which is a good thing. 2 copies of Acerola, 4 copies of Cynthia, and then 3 of each Guzma, Lily, and Tate and Liza. It's very interesting that I decided not to play Erika's Hospitality, because I think it's just not that good card as it might looks. Because if you have more than 4 cards in your hand, and especially if you're starting first at your turn 1, and if you just start the game, for example, with Magernia and you don't have Ultra Ball or nothing else, you're probably gonna brick yourself, so it's definitely not worth to do it. Then 2 copies of each buff padding, choice band, and 1 weakness policy as a tech versus fire decks, and 10 regular grass basic energy cards. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, so make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me also know, as usual, in the comments below what you think about it. So see you in the game. Alright, so call the coin flip. Let's see what we can get. Tails? Alright. Not the worst thing in the world, I guess. I'm gonna start second. And taking a closer look at my opening hand, it's definitely not bad. The only card that I'm gonna try to get is gonna be Baby Bulbasaur, so I can put him on the bench. I have enough resources to do that because I have Lily available. Shaman on the bench, buff betting to Venusaur, energy attachment, and then I'm gonna try to get either way Ultra Ball or maybe Pokemon Communication, so I can just switch my Venusaur with Bulbasaur. So theoretically with Lily for like 4 or 5 cards, I have plenty of other options available to get what I need. If my opponent will be a little bit faster, that's gonna be even better. And looks like we're gonna play against some sort of damage spread, or I might be wrong. So I'm gonna be patient and see what's gonna happen. I mean, if everything went okay, and if I manage to set my Celebi and Venusaur GX for turn 2 with Jungle Totem Venusaur, then basically this is it. So I don't need too much for that. I just literally need a couple things. And there's the Acrobike, so it should be some sort of damage spread deck on the other side. And there's a Choice Band as well, so double Course Energy, Cynthia play for 6. Alright, so Flora Hill can only be used... Oh, it is Passimian. Alright, so one thing is clear here. Passimian cannot one-hit knock out Venusaur, where on the other side Venusaur can. But still, he can do a lot of damage just by spreading the damage around the board. Alright, so in this case, I definitely need Pokemon Communication because I have 2 Venusaurs. And guess what? I didn't get him, but luckily for me, I managed to get Bulbasaur in play. So I'm thinking about attaching this Choice Band to Bulbasaur and passing my turn. There is literally nothing else that I can play. At least for the next turn I can use a Tapu Lele GX, search my deck for something like Cynthia, and refresh my hand, and keep going on. Well, when I think twice, maybe one Erika's Hospitality wouldn't be that bad. Mainly because of these situations where you can play Tapu Lele and then grab, for example, 6 cards, which is a good thing. Overall, we're probably gonna see... well, it depends. We might even see this Passimian doing damage to my Celebi and Venusaur. But I'm to 320 HP right now. No, he just decided to go straight away with one Fly Flip. Alright, that actually sounds much better. Oh. Flora Hill. I do have Pokemon Communication available, which I'm thinking to use for maybe another Shaman in this case. So I can use another heal and heal 20 more damage from my Celebi and Venusaur. And there we go. I can attach energy, I can put another Pokemon on the bench, and it will be Tapu Lele. And then I need to draw another... I can risk with Lily, for example, trying to get that rare candy play. It is a very risky play, but maybe I get lucky here. Ooh, not lucky enough, I guess. Not lucky enough, I guess. So the only thing I can do is just pass my turn. Oh, I was very close, but not enough. If there was like... Well, when I think twice, maybe I could just play safe and with my Pokemon Communication grab myself Ivysaur. But it's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. This Shrine of Punishment actually gonna hurt me a little bit. And we see another Tapu Koko ready for my opponent. And the good thing is the next turn I can use my Pollen Hazard and just confuse his Tapu Koko, which I will do for sure. There we go. Damage heal, and I'm ready for my first attack in this game. Good thing is that this Koko is confused, so if he really wants to attack, he needs to basically... Oh, it's burned, and confused, and poisoned, so it's 3 things in one, right? And what I think also about Celebi and Venusaur, I think about maybe playing this deck with some sort of... what would be good to be used with this deck? Maybe some sort of Seviper Celebi Venusaur deck, for example. This also sounds like a good idea. Next turn I'm losing 2 prize cards, which is not good at all, or maybe not. Since I have another Bulbasaur available, I'm gonna do something like this. And the good thing is that I can just knock my opponent Coco out, which I will definitely do, but I'm gonna need to pay extra energy card in order to do that. So there we go with the Solar Beam. I mean, the truth is I'm gonna lose my Bulbasaur, but it's not that big deal. Still, maybe if I get lucky next turn with some sort of Acerola play, again I can scoop my Tapu Lele, for example. And maybe even Guzma energy wouldn't be that bad. But for now the main focus will be to somehow set this Venusaur in play, because it's very important to have Venusaur in play. Just for that double energy play, so I can much more easier scoop my Pokemons and do crazy things. So he decided to actually retreat his Coco for another round of the Fly Flip. And there we go, we're losing this Bulbasaur. Even energy top deck wouldn't be bad, because nope, not gonna happen. Okay, I guess then I can play my Cynthia. Perfect. I guess I can heal some damage. And right now I can actually trade Pokemon Communication for Ivysaur. One thing is for sure, and that's that it's very difficult for my opponent to get one-hit knockout versus this Venusaur. And that's pretty much it. Next turn I'm losing 1 more prize card. Is it worth to play my GX? I think it's literally worth, but is it worth to do it right now, or maybe once he knocks my Shamey next turn? I think that I'm gonna do my GX actually on my next turn. So there we go. Right now all of my basic Pokemon's Grass and Play took 30 damage less, which means that this Tapu Koko spread damage won't be effective against my Shaman on the bench. But it will be effective against my Tapu Lele and Ivysaur, but he immediately managed to find himself a Shrine of Punishment. And there's a Copycat. The good thing is that I have finally Venusaur next turn in play. I need to get my Acerola so I can scoop this Tapu Lele. It's very important. It is actually so important right now for me somehow to get that in play. Okie dokie. I can heal some damage and I'm ready to play my Lily. Finally, there's Acerola, which is a good sign for the next turn. But I need to find somehow Stadium for this turn, so I can save my Tapu Lele from being knocked out. And it's not gonna happen, but at least I'm gonna get Energy Attachment. So I guess at least that is something. And since I have extra energy, I'm gonna use my GX, so I can shuffle all of my cards back into my deck, plus I can heal a lot of damage from this Celebi and Venusaur. But the bad thing is that my Tapu Lele is probably knocked out next turn, like 100%, and then my opponent will have an extra prize over me, and also this Shaman will be probably knocked down sooner or later. But maybe not, it all depends. It really all depends, especially... Yeah, he immediately decided to grab himself another Tapu Koko on the bench, and there's another energy card, which he won't be able to use next turn, which is a good thing, because he's going down to 2 prize cards, and that's a very important thing. So I just need somehow to find energy top deck, which would be amazing, so I could just heal 20 damage from my Shaman. Okay, the clock is ticking, and I'm desperately trying to get more resources. What about Pokemon communication? Yeah, I simply can't get what I need, and I need that stadium card. So I think in this matchup I'm not gonna need my Magernia, so I can simply throw it out, for example. And I can go into the, let's say, another Shaman just in case. So I heal the damage off, and I'm ready for that Solar Beam, which means that my opponent won't be able to use his Tapu Koko with that counter energy. So how many double colors energies he used? 2 of them. That is a good thing. He might be able to use Fly Flip, but he needs 1 more energy in order to do that. And then just Guzma works perfect for him for the finished game with that Passimian, or potentially even this Tapu Lele with counter energy, which he won't be able to use, especially because he had 1 extra prize over me. Alright, but there's a lot of damage, for sure. I'm healing off some damage, I'm ready for my Cynthia play, and I'm hoping for the Stadium, which I won't get, but at least I have energy card available. And there's no way that he can hit me for like 170, so the only thing that can actually win my opponent game will be a Guzma play. Otherwise, this is a GG for me, so he have Guzma, as long as he just decided to promote his Tapu Lele in the active position, so there's a 1 smooth overplay. Well, maybe he don't actually have Guzma available. Or maybe he have. Well, yeah, he have Acrobike, so the Guzma is here. There you go. And basically it was a very close game. I mean, I was literally short for like a couple heals, which I couldn't get. But overall, lost to the damage spread deck is not that bad. Alright, so that game number 1 was very close game. I mean, I just lost the game to Tapu Koko Passimian. And basically, I lost it just mainly because I couldn't get fast enough my Venusaur in place. So I didn't hit him turn 2, and that was the obvious reason why I lost the game. I would have lost the game for sure if I was just not too greedy with that Lily play turn 2, if I was just looking forward to put my Ivysaur and my Bulbasaur with that Pokemon communication. Things would be a little bit different. It really doesn't matter. What's done, it's done. And I'm not gonna regret that decision anyways. So what I'm gonna try to do here will be Rare Candy achievement. And again, I do have Rare Candy for next turn, so this definitely looks promising to me, which means that next turn I'm ready to go with my Celebi and Venusaur with that Solar Beam for 150 damage, which is completely insane. There's a Rainbow Energy for my opponent Boswell, meaning that he can Sledgehammer me for 30. Well, there we go, he can definitely do that, but it's not gonna be super effective. And he's playing Garbodor, so Garbodor is a very interesting backup attacker or main attacker in Boswell Garbodor deck. But I definitely think that I'm in much better position versus this deck, mainly because I can use Evergreen GX and reshuffle all of my resources back into my deck. I think this game won't be long enough to show you the full potential of this deck. Probably this game will over at my turn 2 or 3, because next turn I'm ready to go with my Rare Candy Venusaur play. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. I mean, already this Sledgehammer is doing like 80, so that's a lot of damage, right? I mean, for a single energy hitting for 80, that's just not small amount of damage. He definitely needs another Buzzwole, otherwise Garbodor won't be able to do a single damage to this tanky Venusaur. Or maybe he can pull the Ansi and go for like 100 with the Sledgehammer. So turn 1 Sledgehammer for 100, that's a very interesting thing. However, I'm ready for my Venusaur, and I'm ready for Energy Attachment Cynthia play. There we go. If I had Acerola, I would probably play it, but I didn't. And look at this. I also have my Ultra Ball available, which will be for that Shaming, so I can heal some damage off. I mean, 20 for 20, not bad. 20 is better than nothing, I guess. And turn 2, I'm hitting for 150 damage with my Solar Beam, and I'm knocking this Buzzwole out. I'm kicking his ass, basically. And there we go. So that's already strong position for me. I mean, next turn I can even just use my Shining Genesect energy reload with the Guzma, and if I get energy I can just start doing more damage with Shining Genesect as well. But I'm just not gonna do that. I'm ready to go with my Solar Beam from turn to turn, and this Buzzwole won't be able to do too much anyways, especially with the Garbodor, once I just use my Evergreen GX and reshuffle all of my cards from discard pile back into my deck. So there we go with the Smooth Over. So what we can find with the Smooth Over play on the other side of the field, let's see. Maybe he runs some sort of Lily in his hand, or maybe Acrobike, so he can pull the cards necessary for another attack at his turn 2. Yes, he have Lily, so we might see some sort of switch play, maybe even Escape Rope. Well, there's a Shrine, which is a good thing, and he just passes the turn. Okie dokie. Well, I guess I'm not gonna need this Choice Band, so I'm looking forward definitely to attach it onto my Majournia, whatever you want to call it. Majourna. Okay. What else I'm not gonna need here will be this Venusaur. I'm looking just for another Venusaur. Yeah, unfortunately you're not gonna be able to stack Jungle Totems, but just in case if you manage to knock one, I still have another. Energy here, I heal the damage off, and I'm ready for another Solar Beam in this case, this time for 300. And right now my opponent can actually pull the damage off with the Sledgehammer significantly, but still not enough for the one-hit knockout against this Celebi Venusaur. He can hit for like, let's count. So Sledgehammer can go for 120 base, 140 with Kukui, 170 with Choice, 200 with... oh, actually, he can surprise me there. He can actually hit me for 200 with Kukui, Beast, and Choice Band. But probably that's not gonna happen. I mean, there's just way too many cards in order for him to be able to do that. And there's a Ditto which might evolve into the Alolan Muck, who knows? Well, never know what can happen. One thing is obvious, that my opponent desperately needs energy in this case, otherwise game will be just over very soon. Especially when I move down to 3 price cards, and especially next turn when I pull this Life Forest play. So very clever from him to be used that Judge Whistle. There's a Sledgehammer which is for like 150. I'm just gonna say well played, because that was a very nice play from my opponent. And I can definitely heal the damage off from my Venusaur, and I can do that once again. And the most important thing here is that he will probably try to surprise me next turn with his Garbodor attack. And I'm gonna surprise him by just using my Evergreen GX. There we go. I'm healing all of the damage from my Venusaur, and I'm shuffling all of my cards from discard pile back into my deck, and I'm going down to 3 cards, which means that this is pretty much a GG at this point of the game, because Boswell can't do more than basically right now 30 damage with the Sledgehammer, and Trashalanche cannot go for a single damage. So the only thing that he can do, he can just try to do something like putting Weavile in play with... Oh yeah, Weavile could actually do some damage seriously here, but nothing significantly strong, again. I mean, I can even consider retreating my Venusaur next turn to my Shining Genesect, which wouldn't be a bad idea at all. So, let's wait and see. There's a Lily play, and it might be for Weavile and Energy, and it is. So there we go. Energy, Weavile, Rule of Evil, Evil Domination for 250 with just a single energy card. Well, that's a hell of a good job. Alright. That was very, very powerful attack here, I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready for my Titan Liza play. I mean, I can still heal the damage with my Life Forest, so what's gonna actually happen? And I will actually try to... Right now I have 4 energies. And I will actually try to do that. So 1 energy reload. Reloading that energy to my Genesect. And Gaia Blaster. I didn't need to do that necessarily, but okay, I might just lose all of my energies next turn. It actually doesn't matter as long as he won't be able to take 3 prize cards. I can just reset the game. Allow my opponent to take a couple prize cards. Will I manage to set up properly once again? I mean, even with the Shaming, I can hit for like 80. But yeah, I think personally that was a mistake when I just decided to pull in. Maybe it wasn't. I mean, we're gonna see what's gonna happen next. Another Weevil of Domination will be promoted in the active position. Okay, I mean, meanwhile, I can do a couple things. I can just scoop my Venusaur from play. And I can reset him back in action. Plus, I can just promote, for example, one of my Venusaurs again in the active spot. So there's Kukui for 2. I mean, there's more than enough damage for my opponent. There's no doubt about it. Still, he's just taking a single prize card, so it's not a big deal anyways. And I'm gonna put my Venusaur first here so I can scoop maybe into the Shaman. We're gonna have change closets for free copy of Ultra Ball in this case. So I can basically see what I can do. I can grab myself Shaman, why not? 30 for each energy attached into play, and if I put 1, that's just 60. But what about this and what about this? $90. Still, I'm gonna just put Shaman on the bench, play myself at Sorola, scoop my Venusaur, promote another Venusaur, or maybe, yep, another Venusaur in this case. I'm gonna put down my Celebi Venusaur again on the bench with energy attachment, and then I'm gonna pass my turn. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Pokemons with abilities, which means that he can go for 200 with Evil Domination, maybe 230 with a Choice Band, which will be the max possible damage for him, and 10 between turns with the Shrine, so still won't be enough for the knockout against Celebi and Venusaur, meaning that if he decides to go for the knockout this turn with this Weavile, this is basically it. I'm coming with fresh, fully HP Celebi, and I'm just knocking his Weavile out anyways, and then he won't be able to do too much. However, maybe I was not too smart here when I just decided to promote Venusaur in the front, just because, mainly because this Venusaur will bring me the Jungle Totem ability down. So I might just make a mistake tiny here. I should better go with Magjournia, maybe even with the Shaman. But the good thing is that next turn with the Shaman I can actually attack and knock this Weavile out. But it's quite obvious that I'm not gonna do that because I just need to focus knocking this Weavile with my Celebi and Venusaur next turn. Mainly because if he knocks my Shaman out, then I'm just might not gonna have ability available. But yeah, when I think twice, if he decides to go for Venusaur, he won't be able to go for the one-hit knockout against him with 3 Pokemons with abilities in play. Alright, so enough calculations. There's a Guzma for my Celebi and Venusaur, and he actually decided to do that, to hit me for 200. There we go. Guzma top deck, not gonna work. Alright, never mind. Shaman heal. What else I can get with Lily for 3? I don't know, I can see. Tate and Liza Ultra Ball. Yeah, I need desperately this stadium card, so I'm not gonna have it. Well, it's just okay. I mean, the truth is, I have enough for the knockout with my Solar Beam, and I will knock this Weavile out, which means that my opponent will knock my Celebi out, and he will go down to 2 prize cards. And again, after that, it's not a big deal because I can just put another Celebi and Venusaur in play, attach energy, pass, and he won't be able to take 2 prize cards anyways. It's all fine here, and he even judges me there, so I can just grab even better cards, for example. And I did. I just need literally 1 card, which needs to be... Okay, maybe with the Garbodor he can do a little bit more damage. Maybe not. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 120. Energies are my main concern right now, actually. I literally need to find energy cards. I need to find 2 of them, actually. Not a single one, but 2 of them. If I don't get energy top deck, then I could even lose this game. Literally, it's very risky, all suddenly. So he can have my Venusaur. Either Paradise. 1, 2, 3, 4. I basically need energy. Pokemon Communication. So this is actually very bad right now because I need to lock my bench literally with another Pokemon that is not... Oh my goodness. I literally need just energy card, and I didn't even get energy card. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Even buff padding cannot help me in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got to be kidding me there. Alright, so we're gonna try change closet here. bring back that buff padding into hand and literally just put it onto the active Venusaur again. It doesn't matter. And I'm gonna try to pass my turn. So I even did my opponent favor here, especially if he have Guzma available. So he can just Guzma my Shaman on the bench. Oh, the game was looking so clear for me, and all suddenly I'm just in a position where I was not able to grab myself an energy card, which could even cost me a game. And it looks like to be a good for my opponent, because next turn he can just grab himself with the Smooth over something that he needs. Even this turn he can grab himself a Guzma and go straight away for the knockout against one of my Pokemons in play, which means only one thing. Only one thing. Oh, you got to be kidding me there. Really two unlucky matchups. Really two unlucky matchups. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change closets. I'm gonna bring back this for 1 Ultra Ball. I mean, I can literally try to hope that my opponent want to have another Guzma available with the top Lele play. Otherwise, I don't know what else I can do. I mean, worst thing possible, he could attach energy, but he have Guzma. I mean, what I'm talking about, he have Guzma, so he got me there. I mean, I simply cannot believe that this actually happened. And it did happen. And again, I didn't even pull energy card. Wow. Wow, that's insane. That's literally insane. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I'm gonna try one more game just to see if I'm gonna get a little bit more luckier, but this Weavile actually just destroys me, literally. I had so many Pokemons with abilities on my bench that I couldn't literally do nothing. I mean, wow. The moment I scooped my Celebi and my opponent took 3 prize cards and I couldn't get energy, that moment I actually lost the game, because I think I actually maybe did just too early Evergreen GX. Yeah, just not sure what to say. I mean, only 7 energies attached from my side, 7 also from my opponent's side, and I played like 10 energies. I mean, let's just try one more game. Okay, so game number 3. Hopefully this time I will have much more luck than I had in previously 2 games. I mean, that game number 1 was, I don't know what to say about it, as well as the game number 2. I mean, both games I did pretty well, but at the end, I don't know, I just bricked at the end, right? And that actually cost me a game. I'm not gonna complain too much. I mean, still I'm doing a good job with this build. I kind of like it. Oh, and we're gonna play against Pika's Exapnded tag team, so this is gonna be very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, theoretically, Tag Ball GX can knock Celebi and Venusaur with Choice Band and 2 Electro Powers, or maybe Choice Kukui Electro Power. I also like this. Once per turn, I can discard a card from my hand, and then I can just simply search my deck for something like Energy Card. And I like it. I personally like it. For me, the most important thing here is to get energy attachment to my Celebi, then buff padding extra adding to my Celebi and Venusaur, then something like Viridian Force for Cynthia into the, I don't know, something, And maybe even more Shadow in this case. Well, actually, yeah. Oh, no. I can just Viridian Forest. Oh, I was too hyped. I can Viridian Forest only for energy. Well, yeah. I just... okay. Viridian Forest. For energy. So I can have one less card to draw. How many rare candies do I have? 3 copies of rare candy. I'm gonna need this Paradise Conversation area, maybe even... I don't know. We shall see. Let's just try to get rid of some of the cards from the hand, right? So we can get that Lily for 6. Another Bulba. And Pokemon Communication for the next turn. So this looks very promising for me. I can trade my Shining Genesect into something like Venusaur. And then I can just basically grab myself Venusaur, play Cynthia, get that energy card, and there we go with the buff batting. Gonna say goodbye to my buff batting, but I can still recover them back with my Evergreen GX, so really don't need to worry. Energy attached to my opponent Pika and Zekrom. So he literally need one thing, a skateboard and stadium in order to strike first with this full blitz, and if he can do that, he can definitely win a game. So heal all damage from this Pokemon. This Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy. Unfortunately for me, I cannot get myself an extra energy card, so there's a choice band. Lycia is the way to go for my opponent there. Or maybe Thunder Mountain is the way to go for my opponent there. He even had a Volkner there. Alright, oh boy. So he's probably preparing his hand for the next turn, where he might be able to strike me with... wait a second, 150... He have choice bands, so I wouldn't be even surprised to see a Tag Bolt GX here. But I highly prefer Full Blitz rather than this attack. So there we go with 1 Electro Power, 2 Electro Powers, that's extra 60. So maybe he decided to go with a Tag Bolt GX just for the knockout, and then who knows what's gonna happen after that. Tag Bolt GX, yeah, he decided to go with the Tag Bolt GX. Okay, not bad. He's just taking 3 prize cards, not a big deal. Still, he won't be able to knock my Venusaur on the bench. I'm gonna trade my Shaman, and I'm gonna grab myself normal Venusaur. I'm gonna put him in play. I'm gonna put also this Genesect on the bench. Play Cynthia for 6. There's the energy attachment and also Stadium, which is a good thing because right now I can reduce some damage. Gonna play my weakness policy because it's a trash card and I don't need it in this matchup, and I can pass my turn literally for next turn. I just basically need a energy, and his hand is tremendously huge, so not even sure what to say about it. There we go with the Ultra Ball. So what he can do with the Ultra Ball, discard some energies, alright. He can definitely go with the Full Blitz, strike me for like 150, do some energy acceleration to another Pika Zekrom, and keep doing things like that over and over and over and over time again. I'm gonna need this baby Shaman to surprise my opponent, basically. But right now I can only say that my opponent is much more favorable position than I am. I mean, literally, he have all he really needs. Ooh, you got to be kidding me there. He just made a mistake there because there was... maybe he didn't make a mistake. Maybe he's just doing that on purpose. Maybe he wants to find himself a Tapu Koko so he can just get in the active position with a Tapu Koko hit for 130. But that would make no sense. So he decided to switch back to Jirachi so he can steal a wish with him. I don't know what is going on here. Maybe he just missed attach energy, not knowing that Thunder Mountain is in his loss zone. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. I have no clue what is going on here. However, he can play one more Jirachi. I don't know what happened there. I mean, probably he just made a mistake, or maybe he was trying to find something out. I basically have no clue. So I'm just gonna refresh my hand and hope to find energy card. There it is, but this energy won't help me too much just because I can't move my Bulbasaur from the active spot anyways. Well, even I somehow stuck with Bulba in the front. Maybe he just trying to find himself a Guzma play, so he can literally just play Guzma and strike first my Genesect. That's a good point. That make a lot of sense. That would be a good play and smart play. However, even if he do that, I can still use Evergreen and heal all of the damage from my Celebi and Venusaur, which could be a good advantage for me. But yeah, he will definitely need 2 copies of Guzma in order just to win this game. Literally. Or he could even... Oh, he could even play this at Sorolla. So this is going to be very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Especially once we see the following turn. So yeah, there we go. So he's ready for that full blitz. And he even have another field blower available. So he's playing 2 copies of field blowers. I'm losing my stadium. Alright, as well as the choice band. That was 1 full blitz for 150. And right now I'm actually at least ready to strike with my Celebi and Venusaur. And I'm just thinking about, should I maybe pull Guzma play, but he have at Sorolla, so it's not worth. I literally need to do all in here. Solar Beam. Just for 120. I mean, this stadium also reducing the damage that I'm doing to my opponent, but it also reduces the damage that my opponent doing to me, so at least he can't one-hit knock on my Shining Genesect with Pika-Zekrom, so there is the energy switch. So yeah, he played also energy switch, so he was definitely trying to find himself an energy switch. And this is gonna be a Sorolla play into the Pika-Zekrom. Maybe even into the Zeraora, but I will assume into the Pika-Zekrom. Maybe even into Zapdos. Actually, play into Zapdos would be the best. Literally. Choice Band Energy. Okay, so we might even see that type of play here, which will be completely useful for my opponent. No, he decided actually to go to Pika-Zekrom, actually. And right now, top decking energy would be the best possible thing for me. So I could just knock this Pika-Zekrom on the bench. Oh, come on, give me the energy top deck. Literally the only thing that I need. Not the Ivysaur. Not the Ivysaur. I mean, I could still take the knockout, but it wouldn't be worth in my opinion. Especially because he can then just knock me out with his Zeraora. And I'm just losing enough resources. So I think that Evergreen GX might be the best thing to do here. Maybe I can still somehow do crazy things here. Maybe I cannot. I mean, it really all depends on the top deck. I mean, if I had energy card, I could just knock this Pika-Zekrom, grab myself 3 prize cards, and that would be much, much, much better. But right now, he actually have 2 Pika-Zekroms with a lot of damage. And some sort of stadium card and Shaman for me would be the best possible option. Because I would have, in that case, like... a lot of good things. I mean, I would have like 60, 80, 100 damage less. So, top deck. I desperately need top deck, like Ultra Ball, for example. Or even Cynthia. Alright. Hoping to get Stadium and Shaman. Not this Stadium. God damn it. Not this stadium. Still I can find a... just a Shaman and that's it. Well, not my day, I guess. I can heal some damage. I don't think he don't have Guzma in his hand. It's just way too big. So... if there was Marshadow, a different story would be here, but I can energy reload one of my energies. And I can't even do a damage there, so the best thing I can do literally would be just to scoop the game, because game is over. I mean, he got me there. He got me there for sure. I mean, we're retreating, right? We're doing that. Literally into the nowhere. I mean, Zeraora cannot attack, it needs to retreat, so... Zekrom can go for like 150, so maybe I can decide to retreat. And pass my turn, basically, and hope for the best. I mean, if I had buff padding at least, I would just consider attacking, but I didn't. And there's a Tapu Lele play, which means the game is over, so... oh, not sure what to say about it. 3 straight defeats with just need to scratch my head and think about possible problem with this deck. I mean, in this matchup, the possible problem, there was no possible problem. I mean, my opponent had his Tag Ball GX turn 2 for the one-hit knock against my Venusaur. I do had my I managed to successfully set up my baby Venusaur turn 2 in play, but that was not enough because I didn't have my Venusaur and Celebi ready. Well, even when I managed to use my Evergreen GX, he surprised me with the Acerola. I couldn't get my Acerola. I couldn't even grab myself a Marshadow, neither Life Forest, so I could heal some damage. None of my shames were actually in the game, so overall... well, I mean, it is a good deck list, I like it, but I just didn't have luck. That's all I really need to say. And I'm just gonna need to somehow improve this deck a little bit more so it can be actually a little bit better. Maybe just 2 copies of Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur would be enough. And then maybe I should just consider playing some sort of max potion plays as well, because I just need that type of the play as well, in addition to Life Forest and Celebi, in order to get more heal flowing in this build. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, sub to the channel for more videos, and let me also know in the comments below what you think about this deck list. Stay tuned for more videos. We'll see you next time. Till then, have a nice day and goodbye.